What's up, wildflowers? Happy Samhain! It is Friday, October 31st. A friend of mine sent me a message yesterday with a video pointing out that the ancient Celts would have actually said Samhain and not Samhain, and my entire life is a lie now. But whether you say Samhain, Samhain, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, the Witch's New Year, Night of the Dead? It's not Day of the Dead. Whatever you say, All Hallows Eve, whatever you say, happy that. I lean towards Samhain and the Witch's New Year because it does feel very much like a new year for me. I kind of celebrate Samhain like from Samhain to January 1st. And now, astrologically, we've been talking about this whole portal time that we're in that ends on January 10th. So maybe even tonight to January 10th. I kind of celebrate that as a whole kind of new year, because we are entering into the dark time now. So from tonight until Yule on the 21st, the nights are just going to keep getting darker and darker and colder and colder. And it's that time of introspection and looking inward and releasing. Now is time to look at your patterns and your beliefs and your habits and decide, what are you leaving in the new year? What are you leaving in the new year so that you can enter the new year with fresh, new energy? And to figure that out, it's going to take some emotional maturity. So we've got the Page of Cups today in reverse. And so going with that kind of theme of Samhain and release and that, you know, dark time, it's hard for a lot of people to sit in stillness. And so that's a lot of like seasonal depression happens, and that has a lot to do with the sun and vitamin D and all that stuff. And being just kind of inside and alone with your thoughts, and the nights being longer. And that's uncomfortable for a lot of people, because there's things that this go life helps us to repress and not look at, right? Like, I thought I was really good at this. I thought I was really good at self-reflection and processing my emotions until COVID. When COVID happened and everything shut down, I broke down. Like, literally, when there was no plans to be made and nowhere to go, and I was at home and everything was safe. I had just left. Well, I hadn't just left, but I had left a toxic relationship, and I was still very much in the danger zone. So if you know anything about domestic violence, you know that the most dangerous time for a victim is when they leave, right? And so I had ended this relationship, but this person was still very much had access to me and to my children, and I was in a very unsafe place. And January 2020, I moved states, and I moved in with my now husband. And for the first time in a very, very, very long time, I was safe. I was being cared for. I was in a space to process all of this trauma that I had been carrying for a very, very long time. And then the world shut down. And I was a mess. Like through the whole fear, through the whole process, I was homeless. I had all this stuff that I did. Everybody was, I don't know how you handle it. Oh my goodness, you're so strong, right? If you had seen me from probably April to July of 2020, you wouldn't have thought that. I was a mess. I was having anxiety attacks. I just fell apart because there was nothing left to do but deal with my trauma. And I realized that all of the preparation, all of the work, everything that I had to do on a daily basis, while it was stressful, it also kept me from dealing with what was really going on, right? I didn't have time to sit and think, oh man, I'm in a really bad situation, right? I didn't have time to process that. So once the world shut down and I sat and I processed it, and my nervous system came back to life and was like, whoa, girl, you were in danger, right? You just did all of that. I just lost it, right? And so that's that Page of Cups in reverse energy. Pages are very, they're not yet matured. They're just starting out. Cups are your emotions. In reverse, it's giving your emotions are coming in and they don't have you don't really know what to do with them yet, even if you think you do. So get ready for that, because this time of year calls for you to sit and to process and to really take in what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've been through, right? There's pride. There's, holy crap, I can't believe that happened to me. There's anger, there's disappointment, there's sadness, there's happiness, there's joy, there's relief. All of them come flooding in because the noise starts to quiet, right? And we go in and we huddle up and we try to stay warm and we try to stay cozy, and we reflect. So this card is calling you to reflect today. Write it down, right? So today is Samhain. It's the end of it's the Witch's New Year. It's the end of that cycle that we're in. We're entering into that calm time, that reflective time. So if you got a second tonight, take some time and write a list or reflect, meditate on what is it that is not serving you, that you are not going to carry in to 2026, right? We've got 2 months left until the new year, right? And so taking those 2 months to really process and release, not just I don't want that, so it's gone, right? That would be nice, but you need to process it. You need to feel the feelings you don't want to feel. You need to really take those times to have breakdowns, have times for reflection, and then release, right? Do it right, or it will follow you into the new year. So take some time to reflect tonight or this week on what it is that you're going to process and let go of for these last 2 months of the year. And that's really, I think, there's kind of a duality. Our calendars are messed up the way we live right now. And especially coming from, I have owned businesses since I was 19, and I've taken all sorts of training and gone to see all sorts of motivational speakers and read all sorts of books. And one thing that never really sat right with me is that this time of year for a lot of people is this crunch time where I didn't meet my goals, so I'm going to really, really, really hustle. And that always conflicted with my natural rhythms. So if you are like that, this might have to be the time that you rest and pick it back up in January. Not give up, not stop entirely, but rest and pick it back up.